Hello, welcome to drawing class. You are going to need a piece of paper to write notes or a note sheet that you were given in class and something to write with. You might think it's a little strange that this classroom is happening here in my home and in your home. It's called a flipped classroom, and it's a thing, trust me, I didn't make it up. A flipped classroom is a classroom where things that normally happen in the classroom are switched to being done at home, and things that are normally done at home are switched to being done in the classroom. And let me give you an example. So what usually happens in the classroom? Teacher stands in front of the class, gives you a lecture, and you take notes, right? It takes up a lot of our class time, doesn't it? And at home, you work on assignments and projects and homework, and you don't have the teacher there to help you at all. So you're kind of just on your own, and you have no way to get any help or ask any questions. So what a flipped classroom does is it allows me, the teacher, to make a video that you can watch in your own home at your own pace. If you need to stop it and rewind anytime you can. You also won't have any of the distractions that you might normally have in a classroom full of other students. You'll have the peace and quiet to be able to just listen to me and get the information you need. Then when you come to class, you take that information and yes, you will be quizzed on it, but not just that, you'll apply that information to exciting art projects that I will have for you. They're going to be your homework. Basically, they're going to be drawing projects that will test your newfound knowledge and skill and help you practice and get better at drawing. So what is this class all about? This class is intended to help you get better at drawing. That's the bottom line. Whether you're already really good at drawing and you love it and you're excited to learn new skills and build on the skills you already have, you're going to love this class. But if you're one of the people who's very anxious and nervous about drawing, you don't feel comfortable, it's not in your wheelhouse, you just don't normally like to draw, you don't normally draw because you are afraid you'll mess up and you won't be able to succeed. If you're one of those people, this class is also for you because I'm going to take you from wherever you are and I'm going to help you build your skills to a higher level. You may not end up being the best drawer in the whole world, but that's okay because you will be better than you were, and you will show yourself that you can do something that you didn't think you could do. And that's very, very important. It's important to me and it's important to the Lord because the Lord gives us all the ability to do many things we don't even know we can do, but until we try. And I will tell you that the enemy is not going to want you to succeed. So the enemy will plant fear in your mind and make you say, I can't do this, I can't do this, I stink at drawing, I can't do this. But don't listen to the enemy because that's how he wins. You've got to listen to God. God says you can do all things through him who gives you strength. So that's the word you should listen to, and listen to me because I'm going to be encouraging you and I'm going to be helping you all the way to get to a better level than you were. And maybe, hopefully, actually enjoy drawing because that's what drawing's for. It's a wonderful way to record the beautiful world that God made around us on paper and then share it with other people. That's what drawing can do for you. It's a wonderful thing. I've been drawing all my life. I've been blessed to have a natural gift for drawing. However, I still battle fear every time I draw. I'm always afraid it's not going to come out as good as I want it to. And that's normal, but I fight through it, and I'm going to teach you how to fight through the fear and get to where you can draw comfortably. So, I hope you're excited about the flipped classroom. I'm very excited about it. You are the first class that I have ever flipped, and I can't wait. I want to see how it works, and I hope it works for all of us. So I welcome your feedback. You let me know if it's working for you. A couple of things that are good about it is if you're absent on art day, you're not going to be missing important information. You can watch the video anyway, and you can still catch up with the rest of the class. So that's a really good thing. You may ask yourself, well, how does Mrs. Juarez know that I watched the video? Well, your notes are your proof. This is how you prove to me that you watched the video. I will be requiring you to take notes on every single video Some of them will be in a format like this. Some you can just do on blank paper, but that's how you prove it. And you'll be taking a quiz when you get back to class. And of course, you can ask me any questions you have about the video when you get to class if you're not sure about anything. All right, so now that we've talked about the flipped classroom, and we talked about how some of us might be feeling about drawing, I want to ask you, do you think that all adults can just automatically draw? Like as soon as you grow up and become an adult, you can draw? That is not true, and I'm going to have you prove it to yourself. I want you to stop this video and go ask an adult that you live with to draw something on the back of this paper. All right? So see what their reaction is and then come back here. All right. So how did they react when you asked them to draw something? Were they excited and they sat down and showed off their skills? Maybe they do have skills. Or were they extremely embarrassed and freaked out that you even asked them and they just didn't want to do it? And then whatever drawing they came up with, did it happen to look like a 5-year-old did it? I don't mean any disrespect, but it's not the adult's fault. What happens is kids love to draw when they're young. Like let's say you're 5 years old, everyone loves to draw. But as soon as you get to a certain age, the fear starts to come in on you and you don't think you can do it right. And then most people just stop drawing and they never ever draw again. So what happens is their drawing ability is frozen. It's stuck at a 5-year-old's level. They never progress past that level and they can live their whole life without ever drawing again. And that's okay, but it's such a shame to miss out on the fun of drawing. Just because no one ever took the time to teach you, it's not their fault. So if you have an adult in your house that wants to learn along with us, have them watch the videos too. They can learn right along with you. So drawing is a global skill. What is a global skill? A global skill is a skill made up of several smaller skills put together. All right? I want you to draw a small globe somewhere on your paper. Just a little circle with a couple of blobs in it, and write global skill and the definition. All right? If you need to pause the video and go back and look at the definition that I just held up, I'll say it again. A global skill is a skill made up of several smaller skills put together. I'll give you an example of a global skill. Riding a bike is a global skill. I guarantee you weren't born knowing how to ride a bike. When you were young, everyone started at a different age, you may have started to learn some of the little skills that it takes to make up riding a bike. So what are some of those skills? First, you had to learn how to balance on a bike. So without training wheels and without an adult holding onto your bike. Now, you may have had training wheels, you may have had an adult hold your bike, but eventually the skill you were trying to get from those things was how to balance on your own. Then you need to learn how to steer and pedal your bike, all right? So once you've done that, so you could go where you wanted to go, you also need to learn how to brake your bike, how to stop it so that you don't go crashing into things when you go downhill. So once you put all those things together, you now knew how to ride a bike. And eventually you got so good at riding a bike, hopefully, that you were a pro at it and you didn't even have to think about it. It just sort of came naturally. Drawing can be like that for you. Believe it, it can. All you have to do is learn 5 basic skills that I'm going to teach you, not in this lesson, but in the next lesson. There are going to be 5 skills that you're going to hear that are what makes up being able to draw. Once you master those 5 skills, you'll be able to draw anything that anyone puts in front of you, you'll be able to draw it with confidence. So remember that any global skill takes lots of practice. It's not going to come easy, but it can be learned and it takes practice, right? Any skill takes practice. I want you to think of some other things that you have learned. Even learning how to feed ourselves took practice. When we were babies, people fed us. They stuck spoons in our mouth full of food. And eventually we needed to learn how to hold the spoon, how to get it into the food, and how to actually make it into our mouth and not miss, right? So even eating is a global skill that is made up of other skills. So if you could learn to eat, if you could learn to ride a bike, and write your name and all those things, you can learn to draw. All right? So next video, we're going to learn about those 5 skills for drawing, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you. See you next time.